Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World of Warships with the return of our intermediate player guide series. I don't know actually how I'm titling the video yet, but something along the lines of how do you handle when you're in a bottom tier and you're in a ship that is just not meant for bottom tier at all. Oh my. There's four things immediately come to mind that I'm going to be talking about. But, so we are here in domination mode, and I've already forgotten the name of this map. But we are in the Tier 5 British premium battleship, the Agincourt. This ship is a very fun ship to play. Does very well at Tier 5, and if you face Tier 4s. Her gimmicks being that she has, let's count the guns, ladies and gentlemen. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah, 14. I think they're 305mm guns, and now I have to check that. Here on the Agincourt. So I'm now typing this in my phone to confirm that I'm actually giving you correct information. Yeah, 305mm guns, so essentially 12-inch guns. It is a dreadnought battleship, and besides the number of guns, which are wildly, not accurate, it's her secondaries. The secondaries are the strength of this ship. So she has good broadside potential with these 14 guns if you get close enough for them to begin to be accurate. But your heavy secondary armaments, you have a high rate of fire and fire chance that have good accuracy, and the range is 8.3 kilometers when fully upgraded. And you can get decent concealment. Looks like we're rocking 11.9 concealment here at Tier 5. So this ship. So if you're a player in World of Warships, how do you approach when you are bottom tier facing upper tier ships? This match, some things are pretty wildly, very stacked, very poorly in my favor. This is a battle I was having with my clan commander Doom, where we were just ending the night. We tend to drop down. We have been more recently dropping down to Tier 5, just kind of chill out as the last battle of the night and not just staying high tier. Normally he runs Kamikaze and I run Nicholas. But I thought, you know what, let's have some fun. Let's take the Agincourt. And then I saw the matchmaking instantly and was like, Nicholas would have been, I felt much better for this situation. So, what are the four things I think that are very important to know when you are bottom tier? This honestly goes for any match, even if you're the matchmaking is even tiered, so if you're all facing same tier, or if you're a top tier ship. It's a heightened level though of these four things I'm going to say in particular. The first is knowing your ship. So you can see in the course of 3.5 minutes, I have gotten from the I line to the G line. We are a very slow battleship. So it's kind of like the memes you had when the Vermont line came out. Particularly recalling Flammu's face on this person on the ice, a hockey ring trying to get away, and then you in Vermont trying to disengage, and then a person on this, I don't know what they call it. It's like smooths the ice ring, I think, or I could be saying wrong, chasing you, and that thing's even slower, or not as slow as you are. So knowing the ship is here is that I would have a very hard time disengaging if things go south. I know that my armor scheme doesn't do well against Nelson guns. It does not do well against Ashitaka guns. Those are 2 Tier 7 battleships. And so I know that my armor scheme is at a disadvantage. And our A flank seems strong, so I thought, well, maybe I'll kind of venture. I'll stay here mid and C. Maybe I can throw some shells into, what is that, Delta? The right flank. And my team has been evaporating. The Talon kind of yellowed in. We lost our destroyer over there, and the Colorado, even though it's tier 7 with 16-inch guns, needs to start running like it was yesterday, because he's like maybe just 1 knot faster than me. As you can see, we're only up to over 21 knots right now. So I'm trying to paint the picture that the Colorado needs to disengage, but his health is really low. So knowing your ship, right? I know I can't really deal with tier 7 battleship guns. The size of the Nelson has 16-inch guns. We also have a submarine, and you have pretty crappy depth charge airstrike too. We just this little small square. As you see, 1 plane flies down to drop off the payload. Then we got a nice little opening salvo against the submarine there. But my fear is, like, I can't disengage from a submarine. Like, I can't run from that. Colorado goes down, and so I'm like, crap. I have to start running now, immediately. So it's knowing your ship. So it's knowing your weaknesses of your ships, but also, knowing your strengths. So, we have a large number of these 12-inch guns, 14 of them, and we have really good secondaries. So it's not like I'm going to have a destroyer just yellow up behind me. Pause for thoughts as the battle progresses. Because my secondaries are a threat to an enemy destroyer, as the Farragut comes out here. So it's knowing your ship. And then we can go ahead, I don't know if there's any particular order, but it's also knowing the enemy ships, right? So Farragut, tier 6 American destroyer, pretty sure his torpedoes are 6.4 kilometers. If I'm not, yeah, pretty sure it's 6.4 kilometers. So when we first made contact with him, he was 5 kilometers away. So I'm pretty sure if he's dumped the torps instantly, they should run out of steam before they even get to me. And there's the torps, so he dumped them off immediately. So I'm like, oh, maybe they do have the range. I need to try to go ahead and pick a window here just in case, and they run out of steam, like I thought they should. Because we were just fast enough to break the distance. So it's knowing the enemy ships you're going up against, right? So it's the... we had talked about the Ashitaka, I talked about the Nelson, right? It's knowing that a submarine could be chasing me, the Farragut could easily get closer, draw the distance, but if I keep running, he's not going to be able to stealth torpedo me. There's a New Mexico, there's a Cavor coming up the channel, so I'm like, maybe I can slow down, and when they come around the corner, my secondaries. Take that flag, that also really helps when you play randoms as a destroyer player. Maybe I can use my secondaries, and I'm like, probably no, I need to just keep running. So it's knowing enemy ships, knowing what you're going up against, because you can very quickly find yourself at a disadvantage. Actually, one of the biggest disadvantages I'm going to have here is not so much the battleships, it's the Algerie. He's going to be a pain in our side, because I don't know what that dude has, but he has insane fire chance. 1 salvo, insta-fire. Well, I'm not going to put out 1 fire, right? This is knowing with my ship that I have to try to utilize my damage control party well. I have to try to utilize my repair party well. But he's going to set a lot of fires on us. Like, just going to tell you that now. So we go ahead and preemptively use the repair party. And New Mexico, and we took a good chunk of damage because we weren't really angled so much in New Mexico. And this armor scheme is pretty weak when dealing with New Mexico guns. And there's a destroyer behind us, flipping C. So it's not the Farragut. It's I think it's the Moss, if I remember correctly. So we got to know the enemy ships we're going up against, right? We got to see what's going on here. The other thing is positioning. So I've already been talking about positioning actually already. A flank strong, I'll move more over to see if I can help out with Delta Cap. And then that flank instantly evaporated. So then, I need to disengage because I'm not going to be good because I'll easily get caught out there and die as flank. It's a nice strike there off on the Cavor. And I kill my throttle again. So it's knowing your positioning and how it's going to impact the battle, because this battle can go either way still. It's very close. And tied with that is the map awareness. So this cap's getting flipped. Algerie, again, sets an instant fire on me, which is really annoying. And I'm like, okay, if I need to disengage, because if I just sit out here, he will just burn me down. As 2 fires. He sets a fire on his second salvo after, again, in that interaction. So I'm just at a huge disadvantage that he can just wear me down because I can't win a stamina race against an Algeri. Now, for some reason, I don't know why destroyer players do this. It happens all the time. He decides, he gets too close, he gets detected, I kill him. There's no excuse for a destroyer player who's pursuing a battleship to be despotted. You have to manage your distance. Keep keep a 0.5 kilometer distance if need be, as he sets another instant fire after I put the previous 2 fires out. Keep at least a 0.5 kilometer distance. Watch the enemy battleships. See what he's doing. Is he slowing down? Is he speeding up? So then if he slows down, you don't just end up walking right into him and then into your concealment and then be detected, right? So very bad. You have to be mindful of that as a destroyer player. So it's really a combination of these 4 things, but honestly that really goes for any randoms battle. But for me, it's at a very heightened level when you're in a ship like the Agincourt, which I think is not a ship that does well against tier 7s at all. The Algeri is doing what the Algeri should be doing. He's going wide. He's kiting, or not kiting, going wide. He's HE spamming us, and he's done a lot of damage to us already in the form of his fire chance, right? He gets his ship, and he's picking on my weakness. Also, thankfully, there was no carriers in this battle because Agincourt doesn't even have any AA. That's another weakness of just knowing that here on the Agincourt. So you just really have to be very mindful. And that it's pretty much just better to use the HE all around versus the AP. So now my armor scheme. My armor scheme is bad. Do I really want to charge in against a New Mexico who's now reversing away? Yeah, no, not so much. We'll just keep the island between him and I. But we have a big problem with the submarine here because he could just pop right out and yoink me. But he decides instead to go for our Congo. So I have to wait and talk with my teammate. Maybe communicating with team. That could probably be a 5th thing. They're trying to utilize that. Hey, ping the map. This is where I think the submarine is. Can you come over here and help? So yeah, probably actually that's the 5 things I would say that helps you a lot as a player. Now, granted, I'm at the luxury that I have. I'm playing with a clan member, fellow clan member. We're on comms, but just being able to communicate. You can do this even with a person you're not divisioned up with. You can take the chance of communicating with your team and see if they respond. I've had some really good games that have occurred just because I'm talking and communicating with my teammates. That helps even much more so. So the sub pretty much completely yoinks him there, although the Algeri gets the kill. But we do end up getting some splash damage, and so we get the oil. Doom came out, dumped all of his corpses to New Mexico. He uses the smoke screen to conceal himself from New Mexico, and then now he's free to depth charge the U-69. So that worked out really well there for us. But now the Ismail is pretty low, and that's when the Algeri comes in behind us. So this actually is not very good. If the Algeri focuses on taking out the Congo, the Ismail first, as he sets another fire on us as soon as he opens up again. I don't know what the fire chance is on Algeri. I really want to know. Tell me in the comments if you know. I haven't even looked it up. I could look it up. But we finally get a fire on him with our secondaries. That you can see their firing rate's pretty good. We're getting some damage here, and we're just turning around and trying to fire at him. But we're not going to be able to stay out here in the open because we're going to lose the DPM fight. You have a very slow reload time on these 12-inch guns. I think it's second worst to the Oklahoma, and Oklahoma I think starts off with like it's over at least a 36-second reload, if not more. So we're not going to win this fight. So now he's focused his fire on the Ismail. Doom's going in. He's going to take out the New Mexico, which is going to allow me to push up and survive against the Algeri. Because Algeri, he's still going right. He's not going for the A cap. But enemy team's ahead right now on points, unless we get the New Mexico here. Kamikaze torps hit pretty good, and we flip the lead our way as Doom steps onto the Charlie cap. And again, instant fire, like opening up again. And another fire. So, very annoyed of how much I was getting set on fire here with the Agincourt. And then I had to not potato with having map awareness not to just ram into the island, because if I do that, I'm definitely dead. Because of the very poor acceleration speed that the Agincourt has. Another weakness of this ship. So a combination of 5 things: know your ship, know the enemy ships, understand your positioning, and this ties also into number 4 with the map awareness, and teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work in World of Warships. Be willing to communicate with your teammates, even if you're not in a division with them. Be nice. Don't be, hey, stupid. Come drop a smoke screen. Be polite. If you're polite, a teammate is much more willing to work with you than being a complete butt. Okay? And I could say the other word, but I'm not going to do that, because then I have to change my monetization settings because I cussed. Be polite. Put a smiley face. Hey, drop a smoke screen for me, smiley face. Something like that. That goes much more further distance by being polite. I could probably do a video on being polite. And it can be represented in your karma well. It's represented in my karma really well, I think, because I try not to be a jerk player, but be nice. So now I'm completely out of my heals. I have no more repair parties. 16 seconds away from my damage control party coming back up. Doom has taken C cap, so we maintain the points lead. But now I'm going to be a bit of a butt pain and see if I can't actually just reset the Algerie. And I'm trying to be very mindful because my acceleration is very slow. So note, now I've put it in full as of like 6 seconds ago. Nice HE salvo there. Sets 3 fires with 1 salvo. So take that, Mr. Algerie, who sets us on fire again instantly. It's like, what does this guy have putting in his guns? So now I'm going to go back behind the island and disengage. He sets another fire on us. Like, so many fires on us. But I want to see if I can get another shot off, because he used his damage control party to put out the 3 fires I put on him. And I don't want to use the damage control party till I get behind the island, right? If I use the DCP now, he sets another fire, then I'm going to burn down perma. But we do get 1 fire there, and we set the cap. And now we just ease in behind the island here. And then once the salvo comes in, we can go ahead and use the DCP, and we're safe. We're no longer in threat. But our damage is still ticking up because the Algerie's damage control party is on cooldown. And we get the kill by fire after he was trying to do that to us. So, post-battle results, almost 500,000 credits. We got general offensive fireproof. Brothers in Arms, I believe that one is. 74,000 damage with 3 kills and 6 defended. 14 set on fires. Only 33 secondary ribbons with 1 depth charge. Again, depth charge with this ship. Don't rely on it. It sucks. So we're going to score 1 and 2. Doom with 2,057 base experience. Myself with 1,059. Even though we were bottom tier in tier 7 matchmaking. We came out all right. The destroyers, the Farragut and the I don't remember, the Moss, they definitely messed up. We took 84,000 damage, mind you, 37 of that being fires. So yeah, don't do what the Farragut did. Take a death flag if you can play randoms. Don't do what the Moss did. Be mindful of your distance in any battleship that you're hunting. There's no need to reveal yourself, because when you reveal yourself, I know, oh, there's probably torpedoes on the way. I need to get out of here, kind of thing. So, I hope this intermediate player guide video helped you. We'll wrap the video up with saying, if you like the content, please consider subscribing. I've been trying to be mindful of saying that in the beginning of some of the videos just to help, but I get excited about the content, and then I don't say that till the end, as is traditional. If you liked the video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you want to see more. And feel free to contribute to some feedback polls I've been posting on the YouTube community tab for the FlimsyLunchTray channel. I would appreciate your feedback. So yeah, so until next time, take care.